Yo, what's good, guys? This is gonna be best to worst, Linkin Park, One More Light. And I've not done one of these videos in a long time, and that's mainly because I've always been behind schedule, and my schedule goals are usually complete my weekly manga reviews, and after that, if I've got any more time or if I want to make any more videos, then make videos. And I've just clearly been slacking and lacking behind on videos. So yeah, and I've eventually finally caught up after a long hard grind session of just making videos all day. So this is it, my first best to worst video in god maybe a few months now. So let's go. One More Light. So let's just get into it, to be honest. So this is Linkin Park's 7th and final album video. What am I saying? 7th and final album, mainly because they will, some of the band members aren't around anymore. So, R.I.P. Chester. This is the final work they've produced, and they're saying that maybe Linkin Park will continue to produce more works, but Linkin Park without Chester is pretty much, it's not the same. It's never going to be the same. So yeah, let's get into it. So let's start off with Invisible, the track. And I've got to say, I really enjoy this track quite a lot because of I really enjoy the lyrics to this song, to be honest. The lyrics are about how some people are always unnoticed and people don't pay attention to them, hence that's why they feel invisible. And Mike explores the feeling of feeling invisible and also trying to help people who might be invisible and break down their walls. And I will not let you down, he says stuff like that. So this song could be quite inspirational for people who might feel invisible, and it has a powerful message. And we've got Mike on this song, and this is only Mike on this song. And I've noticed a lot of the songs on this album are just sung by Mike or Chester. They don't really collab a lot. They only collab on maybe 2 songs on this album. So yeah, Mike singing is amazing. I really enjoy his singing voice. His singing voice has got a lot better since last time, and it's progressed to the point where I really enjoy his singing, and I might enjoy his singing more than his rapping, to be honest. So Invisible, really good song. I really like the first few opening seconds with the whole piano's keys. I don't know if it's pianos, but the whatever instrument, the noise that it makes in the first few seconds, amazing. I really enjoy it. And the fact that it starts with Mike's very smooth and melodic voice at the beginning, I really enjoy this song a lot. So for that, I'm going to give it a 2, that's not 2, 8.5. And that's a really high score, I gotta say. But yeah, I really enjoy it a lot. So I'll tell you what, I don't really like that many songs as much as I like Invisible. It's one of my favorite songs on this album, so I'll just put it out there. So here we go. Invisible is actually my second favorite song on the album. As you can guess, Battle Symphony is going to be my first favorite song on the album, but I'm going to be talking about that later. So let's get on and talk about the other songs. So next we shall talk about Heavy. So Heavy was the first leading single for this album. I remember it quite well, actually. Linkin Park were teasing they've got a new album on their way, and they dropped this single, and I gave it a listen. And I gotta say, I was very confused when I heard this song, because it just didn't sound that Linkin Park to me, and it sounded very Chainsmoker-esque. So I was wondering, questioning how this album was gonna how it was gonna be if the leading single on this song was Heavy. But after a few listens of Heavy, I started really liking the song, to be honest, and really enjoyed Chester's very ballady kind of vocals on it, and the feature on it, she's called Kira, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, it's this female vocalist, and she does quite good work on it as well. But in my opinion, I wasn't really a fan of having a feature on this album. On this song, Heavy. I feel like it would have been better if it was just Chester giving his performance, and but having a female vocalist did give it a different flavor to the Linkin Park style. But for me, unfortunately, I wasn't really a fan of the feature, as much as other people might have been. So for that, I'd give it a 6.7. No, wait, no, I don't give it a 6.7. Or do I? Yeah, 6.7. You know, it's quite a good song, and I quite enjoy the meaning of the song. It's more about the mental struggles of feeling a lot of pressure and heavy. You know, that's the key word in all of that. And holding on. So I guess, yeah, there's a lot of mental struggle in this song. So I really respect the lyrics for that as well. And I've got to say, I did enjoy Chester's performance a lot in this. The way he holds the notes really, really impressed me. So yeah, let's go. So Nobody Can Save Me. Is this better than Heavy? I've got to say, yes, it is. Goodbye. Is it better than Heavy? Yes, it is. No, it's not. I mean, let's keep it there. Talking to Myself is better than Heavy. Yes. Sorry for Now better than Heavy. Yes. Halfway Right better than Heavy. Yes. One More Light better than Heavy. Yes. And Sharp Edges better than Heavy. Yes. So Heavy is my second least favorite song on the album, but I still enjoy it. You know, it says a lot about the quality of the album, and yeah, it's a very good album, I'd say. And let's go on and talk about my least favorite song on the album, Goodbye. So this is the other song with features on it, and I think that's a pattern here. So the only two features on this album are the two songs I like the least. So it kind of says something about it. I guess I'm more of a Linkin Park purist, where I only want to hear, the Linkin Park duo, Mike and Chester, and I don't really want to hear anyone else's voice. So maybe that's why I gave them such bad scores compared to everyone else. And yeah, so Goodbye it's a more hip hop oriented song, and it's got features from Stormzy, the British rapper. I'm very familiar with Stormzy's work, and I don't understand why he's on this album. Like, does that guy even like Linkin Park? And why is it didn't make sense for me. Like, the synergy wasn't there. There's no chemistry. And Pusha T, another feature. I think Pusha T by himself would have been a good feature. But Pusha T and Stormzy on the same track, no, that was a recipe for disaster if I ever saw it, to be honest. So I've got to say, yeah, like Stormzy's style is just too contrasting to that of Linkin Park style, and it just didn't mesh well together. I mean, I guess they were trying to recreate what Collision Course could have been. I mean, Jay-Z and Linkin Park worked really well, but for me, Stormzy and Linkin Park was a no-no, so I wasn't really a fan of it. And I've got to say, Stormzy's lines, like, I've actually listened to Stormzy's songs before, because I'm from the UK and he's really big here. And I've got to say, his bars that he produced for Linkin Park were very weak to what he usually produces, so it was a weak performance from Stormzy. And also King Push, as he likes to call himself, his bars were just okay. And Mike has some decent bars, like he always does. But the saving grace of this song, it's got to be Chester and the chorus. Like, if it wasn't for Chester and his God-given chorus in this song, I mean, the chorus is very catchy. If it wasn't for that, I don't think I would give it a score as high as I would. But nevertheless, I think the song is decent, to be honest. Like, the rap is bearable, but I still listen to it sometimes, now and then, so I'd give it a 6.3. So yeah, the worst song on the album, which is also a good song. So the floor of this album is quite high, and the ceiling is quite high as well. You know, a little spoiler, a little teaser for what's gonna come up. If you see the scores already, like 6.3 to 8.5 plus, that's a good range to have, So yeah, let's talk about the next song, which is I'm gonna talk about Sorry for Now. Alright, Sorry for Now. So yeah, I really like the meaning. I mean, the lyrics to this song, I really like them, to be honest. And they kind of hit home for me, in a sense. I don't know why they hit home for me, because I can't really relate to this as much as maybe other people can. But it's a Mike singing song, so I really enjoy those a lot, to be honest. And there's a lot of these on this album. So the whole concept is about friends, families, whoever it might be. It's an apology song to whoever he's talking to, and about how he wasn't there for them, and he wants to be there for them now. And this might be, this might be because he's in Linkin Park and he's in a band, so he's always touring, so he can never spend that much time with his family and friends. And he's just saying he's sorry that he wasn't there for them during those times, because he had his obviously work related he's off on work pretty much. And that's my interpretation of the song. And yeah, I really like it's very sincere, and there's a lot of emotion in Mike's voice, which really makes me like the song a lot. And yeah, I really like the meaning as well, and it's a really wholesome kind of meaning compared to other songs anyway. And what more can I say? Yeah, I've not really heard a song like that in a while, to be honest. A song about not being there for them. I mean, a lot of people have sing about this topic, but it's refreshing to hear it after I've not heard it in a while. So yeah, sorry for now. And I really enjoy Mike's performance on this. It's really good. The emotions are very raw, and I enjoy it a lot. So I'd give this a 7.3. There we go. So Nobody Can Save Me. Is this better than Sorry for Now? Yes. Talking to Myself. Is it better than Sorry for Now? Nope. Halfway Right. Is it better than Sorry for Now? Nope. One More Light. Is it better than Sorry for Now? Sharp Edges. Is it better than Sorry for Now? And that's got to be a yes. Wait, Nobody Can Save Me. So, yeah, I did say it was better. Yes, so two things are better. Okay. So next is Halfway Right. So this is a Chester song, and he gives another stellar performance like he always does. That's just an expected from Chester at this point, a good performance. And it's kind of a coming of age story, and it's just him reminiscing about the past. Like whoever wrote the lyrics, but it's Chester singing about the past, where some quotes would be like, "I used to get high with the dead end kids." Actually, no, ignore that. Ignore what I just said. All I do is slow down. Oh yeah, and he talks about I remember. There's a lot of what you call. There's a lot of memory lane in this song. I really enjoy it. It gives me a nostalgic feeling because he's talking about his past, and I think he's talking about his childhood maybe, and enjoying time with his friends. And he mentions slowing down now, because like it kind of gives it a feeling that time is moving too fast, and he wants to slow it down a little bit. So yeah, it's a really nice warm feeling kind of song, and I really enjoy it. And he screams at himself as well, because nobody's right, and that was actually that was lyrics reference. Yeah, but so what would I give this song? I think I would give this a 7. Yeah, very good song. I enjoy it. And there's actually Chester rapping in this song as well. This is one verse where he starts rapping, and it's amazing. Well, it's kind of funny. When I first time I heard it, I was like, what is Chester doing? But then the next few times I heard it, I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. Yeah, it's very refreshing to hear Chester do a different style as well. So yeah, that was funny. So yeah, 7. So Talking to Myself, is it better than yes? One More Light? Nope. So let's talk about One More Light next. So One More Light is obviously it's the self-titled album cover title song. A lot of albums have this, so there's always a bit of pressure to be good if you are this song. So yeah, One More Light is the only slow, sad song on this album, which is kind of surprising because I thought there'd be more. But yeah, the lyrics for this song, they're quite deep and sad. A lot of emptiness and hope, but it's the main message of the song, from my interpretation, is, if you take reference to the title One More Light, is all about hope and never giving up, that kind of things. And I really enjoy the performance given in this, and the guitar on this is very somber type. I really enjoy it, and it goes hand in hand with Chester's voice, who gives out a very powerful and emotional, sad kind of vibe. and yeah, it really sets me atmosphere for the song, and I really enjoy it. The penultimate song on the album, it is gotta be a 6.9. Mm. So yeah, there we go. That's where One More Light ranks. So now we've got the bottom four. They're all in their fixed positions. So let's talk about Talking to Myself next. So Talking to Myself has to have the best electric guitar riffs on the album. I really enjoy the first opening few seconds. The way the guitar plays, I'm like, yo, I knew I was in for a treat. Because after listening to Heavy as the opening single, I was wondering where the rock element of Linkin Park would go to. And after hearing Talking to Myself, I I was convinced that there was still a bit of rock left in this album with that guitar, and it was amazing. So yeah, Talking to Myself was really good. And this is probably the most rock kind of song, actually. Yeah, I was talking about it earlier. I'm repeating myself. In a sense that Chester's vocal performance as well, because on the other songs, such as One More Light, which other songs? Sharp Edges, Talking to Myself. It's very soft singing types, right? But Talking to Myself, he adopts a more hard vocal style, and it's semi screaming but mostly just shouting and aggressive, and I really enjoy that. It's really more upbeat than the other songs on this album, and it really gives you a lot of energy. And what I really like is the main core of the song. Like after he sings the chorus, there's always a few second instrumental, which is the same riff they use in the beginning, and I really enjoy that riff quite a lot. So that's always a treat to hear a few times. So that Talking to Myself, I give it a 7.1. But the lyrics is literally just about him talking to himself. So yeah, what more can I say about that? So now we're in the top echelon of the album, the top half, as I would like to call it. So yeah, there's only two songs left. Which one is which? So I think next on the list would be Nobody Can Save Me. So this song has a very, I don't know what that sound is, but it's like at the beginning, if you listen to the first few seconds, it's got this really soft kind of sound, and I really enjoy it. It's very soothing for my ears. And we start off with Chester talking about his demons and how he's holding on to the edge and stuff like that, and he wants to be wide awake. And yeah, the lyrics are very, I gotta say, they're very sad and challenges. And they're very, I mean, it talks about a lot of the mental challenges that someone might face and the kind of feelings they might go through if they're in that kind of position. And the fact that the title is called Nobody Can Save Me kind of speaks volumes for what the lyrics are going to be. And it's going to be a very suicidal thoughts kind of song. And but I gotta say, Chester gives a really good performance in all of this, and I really enjoy it. And it's very soft as well, but he gives out a really good performance at the 3/4 mark, where he switches up his flow, and it's very passionate, very aggressive. I enjoy that quite a bit, and the volume of his singing gets louder and louder. Nobody can save him, stuff like that. I really enjoy this song a lot, and I'd give this song a 7.5. I mean 7.4. So this was the opening track to the One More Light, and I've got to say it's a very good opening song. Really sets the tone for what this song is all about. This album's all about, I mean. So yeah, 7.4. So what's next? And then we got the penultimate song I'm going to be reviewing, Sharp Edges. This is the final song, the closing song on the album, Sharp Edges. So we got the opening and closing right there. So I don't know what I don't know if I should say this, because I might be wrong, but to me, this song has a very folk country kind of feel, and I feel like Chester kind of has a country accent a little bit in this. Like the whole southern kind of accent. I don't know if it is, but it might just be the guitar. And for this, they use an acoustic guitar, methinks anyway, and it gives it a really mellow vibes, and it's just Chester singing in this song. I really enjoy it a lot. But I thought the first opening lyrics to the song was kind of goofy at first. Like, Mama always told me not to run with scissors, son. But after a few listens, it wasn't as funny as the first time, and I just really got into the song, and I got over that ridiculous lyric at the beginning, talking about running with scissors. But yeah, I never thought Linkin Park would ever talk about running with scissors, but they did. Sharp edges. So yeah, yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Running with scissors and sharp edges, and it talks about consequences. And the rhyming on this is, yeah, the rhyming is very reaching, but yeah, it's quite good rhymes, to be honest. And I feel like this was Chester's best. No, it wasn't actually. I take that back. This was one of Chester's best album on one of the best performance on the album, and he really gives it his all. And I really enjoy the acoustic and simpleness of this song. So I've got to give this a 7.8. And I really enjoy how he talks about his past, like his mom, even though he's telling him not to run with scissors. It gives it another sense of nostalgic, another layer. I really enjoy that a lot. So yeah, that's 7.8. As you can see from this list so far, like, it's a very solid album with the score so far. And then we'll get to the big dog honcho, Battle Symphony. And I don't know, was this the second or the third single they promoted? I can't remember, but when I heard it, I was amazed. I couldn't believe the sound I could hear, because it was so good. It was so different from every other Linkin Park song I heard, and I've got to say, I think I fell in love with the song instantly. You hear the song, and I just, gotta say, I'm speechless right now how good this song was when I first heard it. I still enjoy it quite a lot, to be honest. It's my favorite song on the album, Battle Symphony. Chester's best musical performance on the album as well. Like, his vocals are on point on every single second of the song, and I really feel like he gave it his all, especially the emotions that he put in this song, the most anyway. Now, what I really enjoy is the way this song is structured as well, because it starts off with there's not that much lyrics when you think about it. There's a chorus, a few verses, and there's like another bridge. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but he's got a part where he screams a little bit, and he's got a lot of energy in that voice. But yeah, the instrumental in this is really good as well. I think that's what really puts it over the top. The instrumental was really good, and yeah, and I really like the lyrics actually, because I've always been a fan of abstract, complex, imagery, those kind of lyrics, a bit more than face value kind of lyrics. And I'm gonna go a bit off topic, but that's why I've always enjoyed Kendrick Lamar more than J. Cole, because I feel like J. Cole's lyrics have always been a very face value, simple types, whereas Kendrick Lamar's has always been more complex and abstract. Abstract, sometimes you don't understand what he's saying until you do your research, that kind of thing. So back to that, that's why I quite enjoy the lyrics in this song, because it's a lot of imagery about armor, breaks, fuse it back together. It's talking about a battle, and it's talking about a symphony, which is obviously a symphony is a symphony. It's when there's a big group of people playing the instruments. That's why I gather is a symphony. And a battle, that's like a ferocious thing, a lot of violence. So it's, the title in itself is already quite abstract, and the imagery and the use of armor in the song, I love it all. What I say. And they released a lyric video for it, and I really enjoyed that a lot. It really it really gives you a visual sense of what the song's all about. It doesn't show you any battles or anything. It just shows you this really nice scenic views, and it's kind of basic in a sense, but it really sets the tone for what the whole album's about. So yeah, that was Battle Symphony, and I think I've gone on a little tangent about it, but I want to give this an 8.9. There we go. So yeah, that's a very high score in my standards, because I don't really give that many 8.9s out there, just for your information. So yeah, I've reviewed One More Light, all the songs anyway. So let's review the album as a whole. So let's talk about the album. So when this album first dropped, I remember being one of the Linkin Park stans who keeps up with their Linkin Park news. I couldn't wait for the album to drop, and when it dropped, I listened to it a few times, like straight away. And many people on the YouTube comments and just social media were not happy with Linkin Park for producing this album, mainly because they wanted, they were the Hybrid Theory bum boys who just wanted new metal. They wanted Hybrid Theory 2 or Meteora 2, stuff like that. And this is just this is so different from Linkin Park. And I've got to go on a little tangent about this. I feel like if an artist always produces the same type of music again and again, eventually 7 albums, this is the 7th studio album Linkin Park has produced. If they made the same music as they did, so 7 Hybrid Theories, right? So this would be Hybrid Theory Part 7. It sounds stale, and people will get bored because of this. It's the same sound, and we're having this issue right now in hip hop where everyone sounds the same and it sounds stale, and people are looking for, the people who stand out are the ones who sound different. So yeah, that's why I really respect Linkin Park. How after Meteora, they kind of explored a new genre every different album. So Hybrid Theory and Meteora are obviously new metal, and then we go on to Minutes to Midnight, which was more of a soft rock kind of album, but we also had some of the metal elements still left in. And then we went to A Thousand Suns. That was pure experimental, and I've got to say that is still my favorite Linkin Park album to this date. And then we went to Living Things, which was mainly more electronic techno, that kind of genre. And then we went to Hunting Party, which was a return to a throwback pretty much to the metal genre. And now we're here. So this is, I don't know what, I'm going to say this is soft rock pop. That's the best way to describe what this album is mainly focused on in that genre. Now, if I got to give an example, I got to say it's pretty much a Chainsmoker album. Like, if you hear this song Closer by Chainsmoker, I would say that's quite similar to songs on this album. So, but nevertheless, back to the point, I gotta say I must be one of the few minority who actually enjoy this album a lot, whereas most people just say it's a trash album and they've sold out or they've just changed too much. So yeah, maybe I'm just too biased with Linkin Park and I just like anything they produce, or maybe this is a really good piece of work and I just enjoy it for its quality. So yeah, after a few listens, that was when I really started liking the album. And I noticed, if you look on the list, I like every song on the album. That's very rare for me, because there's always 1 or 2 songs on a good album that I don't like, and on a trash album, I don't even like half of them. So yeah, this is one of the rare albums where I like all the songs. So that kind of says a lot about One More Light. And so, what kind of rating would I give this? Well, I think looking at my scores, I've got to give this a 7.5. Yeah, 7.5. If you look, because if you get the medium score of all of this, it's between 6 and 9, and that would be somewhere. And if you look at the bulk of it, it's all 6.8. I mean 7.8, 7.4, 7.3, 7.1. Stuff like that. So yeah, and I just enjoy the vibe of this album so much because it's just so. It's like a holiday kind of song, and it's encapsulated by the album cover. The album cover shows people having fun in a sunset by the beach, and that's just what this song is all about. I mean, this album's all about. It has that same vibe, and I really enjoy it. There's a lot of warmth to it, and I think this is probably because they're older now, and they're parents. I mean, they're parents now. They're fathers, and they've got families. So they're obviously they've changed quite a lot, and it's more wholesome, and it's more of a family kind of album. That's the kind of vibes I get from this album anyway, and the warmth is definitely there. I guess when you get to that stage in life, you change, and I gotta say I really welcome this change. So 7.5 for this One More Light. and I've been ranting quite a bit. I get quite passionate about Linkin Park sometimes because it's my favorite band, of course. But it's really sad to know that this is the final Linkin Park album ever. I was really waiting for the next work. Like as soon as this dropped after two, I was like, okay, I really like this, so I can't wait to do. I literally I was thinking about this. I was like, I really can't wait to see what they produce next time. But there's not gonna be no next time anymore. So yeah, it's really sad and tragic how Chester killed himself. But if you look at some of the lyrics in this song, then it's kind of it's kind of worrying how he was writing about some of his depression in his lyrics, but nobody clocked on, if you know what I mean. So we got songs about feeling invisible, right? Nobody can save me. Sorry for now. Talking to myself. One more light. Heavy. Good goodbye. It feels like the you know what do you call it? It feels like there was early signs of it in the lyrics already. So yeah. So because he killed himself, I feel like it adds an extra depth to all the lyrics because you know just extra meaning to it. So yeah. But apart from that, I really enjoyed this album. So yeah, goodbye. I feel like this was quite an intense video, and I really hope you enjoy it. Peace.